Welcome. So we got another Foxy video, but I will be taking the opportunity to tell you guys what we plan on doing in the future. As you could kind of see, anybody that's been coming back to our page, we've been showing some board games, and we do intend to. Oh, I respect you, bro. Nice, thank you. Uh, we do intend to have the how to play videos and playthroughs, let's plays, and stuff like that with those other games. Slowly but surely, we're gonna integrate other type of content into this page, because originally this page is a general gaming page. You know what I'm saying? It's just introducing other stuff. But as for One Piece specifically, next week we're going to try to do something fun, and the weeks following, still keep it fun. So what we got planned for next week is Croc Week. That's our game plan, is to make builds for each Croc leader and just showcase all the different type of builds we came up with for each Croc leader. So that's a fun little thing we're going to do. And after that, essentially, we're just going to showcase random leaders that we've been working on. I really feel like the op07 meta is the meta for diversity and just to show off anything. And I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard we're supposed to get like a ban list update this month, so that might shake things up even more. People are still wondering what's going to happen with red purple law, and also wondering if it's just going to be for the eastern meta or if it's going to come to the west. Now, with all that being said, like I said, the future is just going to be fun, right? We're going to do a lot of fun things in general with this channel, and definitely with One Piece. Foxy, our goals and intentions with Foxy, because I'm not too sure how clear I made it with the first video. We're still tweaking the builds with a few decks. Once we got like a more satisfied build, like, hey, this is what we came up with, we're always open for people to tweak any of our builds. That's the key here, right? We're a community thing. If we come up with something, you guys can always make it better. No problem with that. But let me get back on track. The goal with Foxy, right? After we finally feel comfortable with a build and have a gauntlet video for Foxy, is initially to just use the leader's ability like every turn, to get to a certain game state where the leader's ability is just happening over and over and over and over again. That's truly our goal here. And yeah, it's like permalocking, just essentially just permalock. Because I think that's where the strength of the leader is at, and I think that's essentially what the developers probably wanted to see with Foxy, because it is super strong to be able to use his leader ability every turn. Now, as you see here, we just managed to get a really full board going up against red purple Luffy, and we're taking an opportunity to swing and do some damage to life, as we're going to leave Joro frozen. And for the heck of it, since we can't swing on Luffy with that character, we'll just take Zoro out. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's kind of our goal with the Foxy leader, is to get to a game state to use his leader ability every turn. And we're trying to do that as soon as possible. Essentially, perfect world, turn 4 or 8 dawn state is when we can start doing it. And we have to just make sure we're ramping at least 1 minimum, so we can get back to that 8 down state next turn instead of going down, right? We'll stay neutral. And as you see with a 7-drop Foxy or some of the other characters, we can always ramp 2 per turn at some point in time, and then we can push ourselves to the 10 down state. But just, you know how card games are, you don't always get what you want. So just in case, we might end up at a 10 dawn state before we really get to constantly use our leader ability over and over and over again. But that's essentially the goal, is to have some form of a consistent ramp. If we get 1 consistent ramping per turn, then we can start the shenanigans at our 8 dawn state. That's how I feel. At our 8 dawn state, we can essentially just start the shenanigans, as long as we have some can ramp at least once consistently per turn. Now, as you see here, we got 2 rampers, so we're going to be able to ramp twice. And thanks to that, we're going to now push our game state forward. So we're going to start gaining more Dawn, and we can essentially get to the 10 Dawn state as long as they don't start removing our characters. But I'm sure he'll probably just swing with Whitebeard and essentially get one of our rampers off the board. And we got 3 life. We still got plenty of life. We keep freezing their leader. See, there's a super strength. Let me actually like break down the train of thought, right? It's super strong to be able to lock their leader plus something else. Because essentially, if they can't swing with their leader, it's almost as if they're playing a bad leader. Because traditionally, right? Traditionally, a leader that can't attack struggles to be playable. Struggles. We all know it. We all know the leaders that just almost can't be played because they can't attack. And then on top of that, if we get the opportunity to lock one of their characters, now it's just like even worse for them. So that's like the true train of thought. And that it's like, what did they say? A good defense is a good offense or something, or the best defense is a good offense. I don't know how to, I'm probably butchering the term, but the overall point is, yeah, if we can use Foxy and just constantly lock the leader plus another character, it does a lot for us. What it does is like, it really holds them back from being able to be offensive. It allows us to not need so much defensive wise, because they're literally losing out on an attack completely, right? So we don't need to have a bunch of blockers. We don't need to see, now we're at our 10 Dawn state. We don't need to have a bunch of 2k counters in our hand, because we're locking their leader, and if so, plus another character. And by locking a character, right, this normally encourages the opponent to swing with something else, right? Because we can't lock 2 characters, but because we initially lock the character, we guarantee have ourselves a target to start attacking. And then it's like we can starve our opponent because we froze this character, making sure next turn we can swing with that character. So yeah, it's also a great starving tactic. That's what's really strong. So Foxy probably would be a really problematic leader if they made this any easier to execute. Like, no joke. He'll probably be an honest to God problematic leader if this was easy to execute. And as you can see, if Luffy doesn't start doing something to our board, I mean, we are already at our 10 Dawn state. The most he can do is choose to swing with Whitebeard and take out the 3-drop with the 0. But we still got our 7-drop Foxy to help keep ramping us. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? We're always going to be able to do it and then just be right back on our 10 Dawn state. But yeah, this is like unhealthy for the opponent. It will be real unhealthy if this leader can just constantly do that all the time, as he wish. And then look, we're gonna do it again. Boop. And that's it. And that's probably why he's not swinging with his Whitebeard, simply because he's too afraid to get it frozen. But how good is that Luffy leader right now? Not really good. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's where we're going with this with our Foxy build. It's just to abuse it. 8 Dawn state is essentially, when you want to kind of start the shenanigans. So turn 4, unless you manage a way to ramp slightly ahead. However so. But yeah, you're looking at relatively the 8 Dawn state. Or if your board's set up with, ramping, you could kind of, like, if you just got like the godlike board somehow, you could just start whenever, as long as, you either stay neutral or you're progressing in your Dawn state by at least 1 Dawn. And at the moment, they decided to give us the Bon Clay, which is an easy target to get rid of in general. I'm guessing he's going to want to play another 9-beard. Now, he swings. He's not putting Dawn, so he's not taking out anything for free. We are at 3 life, so I guess the mistake here would be okay. There you go. And then he could KO the 0. Oh, he KO'd the chopper instead. Interesting. Okay, well, it was still a play that can essentially took 2 off our board. Nothing to really worry about, to be honest. So now we got the Whitebeard to lock, and we got the Bon Clay to get rid of. Oh, he's just played the kid. Okay then. Well, not much resources on their end. We don't need that guy. Not at this point in time. We just ramped. Start attaching Don. We can just swing. Make sure, I would say make sure we put one attack towards the Bon Clay. But this game is like heavily looking in our favor. Like I said, constantly being able to freeze the leader and another card if they give us it just saves us cards. You know, look, our hand grew in hand size. Like, it's ridiculous, honestly. So it looks like we're going for game, I would say. I would imagine that's what this looks like. They still got to give us 2 cards. And then it's just 2 Dawn on our 7-drop Foxy. Ooh, okay. They had a Radical Beam. Nice play. Nice play. Yeah, we just kind of have a little too much. Because that, I mean, we're not going to let them swing with the Whitebeard. We got 3 life. We got the play where we could double summon. Get 5 back on our board. You know, their best play is to attack one of our characters and then attack our life. Like, they cannot win at this point. It's truly over. Yeah, they cannot win. Oh, we're just swinging for 7 on the dot. Probably testing their hand. And they take, which means they don't have any counter. Either that or they're baiting us. Decisions. Very tempting to just all-in swing. I think the safe play, which we're not going for, but I think the safe play would be to swing on Bon Clay and then just freeze 2 and then summon. Oh, he said GG. I didn't notice. Oh, they said we risked a lot. I don't think our player risked a lot. We got 3 life. It was pretty much a lockdown. But yeah, if you like what you saw, please give a subscribe. We're just gonna make plenty more of this lovely, entertaining content. Trying to change the One Piece meta 1 leader at a time. GG.